You all know by now the term. Hit that like button if you know it and you want to say it with me. Get woke, go broke. Now, Netflix, which has undergone a bit of financial stress lately, increasing prices something like 30% in the last 12 months, has decided to spend more time getting woke. Whether it's defending Brie Larson's horrible directorial debut, The Unicorn Store, against a rando on the internet, or it's telling people how to refer to movies, they seem very concerned with social justice. Now, on Monday, they went on a bizarre Twitter rant that started out like this. Quick PSA. Can we stop calling films chick flicks? Unless films are literally about small baby chickens, here's why the phrase should absolutely be retired. Thread. Now, this is Netflix. Now, they're obviously not talking about a new film that they're bringing. By the way, Netflix, I've long said, I think has survived. I miss the days of getting DVDs in the mail, getting actual movies from Netflix. Nowadays, I end up paying $1 or $2 to stream them off Amazon, or maybe, obviously, I would never agree with this, but, people oftentimes, sail the high seas and stuff like that. I would obviously never, clearly I disavow that. But, I mean, Netflix does not bring much to the table outside of a couple of original shows that people like, and so they're fine paying their $12 a month. Bringing Trailer Park Boys over there or some other series that you enjoyed is about all that Netflix has to offer. They don't have much in the way of movies. They don't have much in the way of original series. They have a few here or there. I think I find myself watching Hulu more often, and I find myself thinking I need neither of them more and more every month, because TV, I feel like there are other things I could be doing, like making YouTube videos, and you could have other things to be watching, like watching my YouTube videos. So they go on. For starters, chick flicks are traditionally synonymous with romantic comedies. This suggests that women are the only people interested in one, romance, or two, comedy, which I can promise from the men I've come across in my life simply isn't true. Well, you must hang out at Starbucks a lot. I don't know a lot of men that are deep into romance films. Sorry, not sorry. There aren't sweeping categories specific to men. Are you kidding? Are you joking? There is a whole TV show called Man Movie Mondays or Man Saturdays or something. I remember that where it was always action films. Like, that's, of course, you don't hear people asking to watch many man movies. Instead, it's pretty much insertion of genre on the table as seen for men, at the intersection of every drama. Except, of course, the aforementioned rom-coms. That is, of course, not true at all. I would say if I had to clearly define dude films or bro films or man films, they'd be action films. From my era, they'd be Schwarzenegger, Stallone, they'd be Denzel Washington films. These are dude films, guy films. So I think they're being disingenuous or stupid or both. The term also cheapens the work that goes into making these types of films. Romantic comedies and or films centered around female leads go through just as much editing, consideration, and rewriting as any other film. What? Who is making that assertion? Who is making the assertion that rom-coms or chick flicks are easy to make? Nobody's doing that. Also, nicknaming films chick flicks drives home that there's something trivial about watching them. But what's trivial about watching a film that makes you feel 1,000 emotions in 90 minutes? Usually, those kind of films only make me feel one emotion, and that is, of course, boredom. The other 999 seems absurd. What millennial is writing this? I mean, you've seen the use of the word literally, you've seen over-exaggeration, you've seen pushing social justice. This is absolutely written by 20-something female still living with her parents. There's no doubt in my mind. Overall, there's nothing inherently gendered about liking a lighthearted film with a strong female, here we go, strong female lead and emotional arc. So next time you call something a chick flick, you better be referring to Chicken Run. So of course, Wang gets him with a Wang burn. So can you add more than a gas station shelf worth of movies to your service? And then you see, of course, congratulations, by the way, you've revived the usage of an outdated and completely forgotten usage of chick flick. Yeah, I don't think anybody even refers to chick flicks anymore. Maybe it would be something that my dad might say. I don't know. It's definitely a boomer term. Although look, I've never heard chick flick used as a derogatory term for the film. It's more like, yeah, I'm not really into romantic comedies, but I'm going on a date. It's a good movie to take a date to. Now, there's no implication that if a guy likes a romantic comedy, I'm trying to think of one that I think is pretty good. What about the one with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore where she loses her memory? Or what about I would consider a lot of ways Grandma's Boy like a romantic comedy. There are a lot of romantic comedies. What is that movie? There's another Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore movie that's a romantic comedy. So they don't have to be bad films, and there are plenty of people. What is The Wedding Singer? Is absolutely a romantic comedy. Although I never referred to it as a rom-com or a chick flick, I just referred to it as a comedy. Is it because there's not a female lead? I'm not sure. And why interject this strong, can a romantic comedy have a non-female lead? I mean, these are all questions that nobody cares about, and I'm sure you're rolling your eyes out there listening to this video, but that kind of proves my point. Like this video, I appreciate you and love you. So there's been some coverage around this, and they've gotten roasted by other female directors. Pretty Little Liars creator Marlene King defends chick flicks after Netflix PSA. Pretty Little Liars boss Marlene King has a bone to pick with Netflix after the streaming giant declared we should do away with this term chick flicks. Love you, Netflix, but maybe we want to own the label. Maybe it empowers us to own it, like PL TV series took back the word bitch. She responded to a PSA film, to the PSA Netflix film, tweeted on Monday. The service provider made several reasons why chick flicks is outdated. However, King's fans seem to agree with the producer, with several supporting her opinion. To me, a chick flick is a movie with a plot, wrote one follower. Always own it, said another. One thing they don't agree with, Pretty Little Liars, bringing back the word, I have to disagree with the big boss of PPL, but wouldn't taking it back apply only if girls called each other? I don't know. I mean, this is not relevant, but Netflix, of course, wants people to stop saying that word. Netflix went on a bizarre Twitter bender Monday afternoon. The extremely popular streaming service sent out several tweets asking people to stop referring to some movies as chick flicks. I'm not making this up. I wish I was. I wish this was a joke or a parody. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Read outrageous Twitter thread below on how the term needs to be retired. Welcome to America and the entertainment industry in 2019. I guess we're no longer allowed to call rom-coms chick flicks. At least that's apparently what the freedom-hating people want. I thought this was America. Did I miss the memo? I thought this was America. What an absolute joke from Netflix. We all know they probably sent the tweets thinking they were genius. The people just had to be told to get in line. You're on drugs if you think I'm retiring chick flicks from my vocabulary. It's not going to happen. And it goes on to say, don't misunderstand me. I love Netflix. I watch it every single day, but I get paid to call balls and strikes. Those tweets above are insanely stupid. They're called chick flicks because they attract mostly a female audience. It doesn't mean men won't watch. I've seen good rom-coms in my day, but people like me aren't filling up theaters for this category of movies. They're just not. The idea that men like me are rushing to see chick flicks is simply false. I mean, do you think a lot of men went to go see Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants? Do you think a lot of men went to go see what's the movie where they're singing the whole time and in Greece? I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't know. The movie wasn't targeted to me. I have no idea what the movie. I've never seen a Barbra Streisand movie. I never will. And that doesn't mean that they're not good. They're just not targeted towards me, obviously. Most of the time I just want to watch stuff blow off, bad guys get shot, and hot women get it on. Virtually none of this happens in chick flicks. Why? Because they're not marketed for guys like me. They're just not. Again, I've seen some that I've liked, but the overwhelming majority aren't something I'm going to sit through. So in closing, Netflix can go take a hike. This is America, and as long as we're a free society, I will call movies however I please. I like that take. That's a good take. I think that this is Netflix strawmanning. I don't think that... what is that movie called? I keep thinking it in my Mamma Mia. Is that it? Mamma Mia? I think it was. Mamma Mia. Wasn't that it? Whatever. I mean, the movie is not for me. And I've never used it, again, in a derogatory term. This is just Netflix trying to police people's speech, and create situations where obviously there's nothing to be said here. What's wrong with watching a chick flick? I just legit cried for an hour with my wife because my dog is not doing well. This still made me smile. I mean, who in the hell? Oh, that's why. Fine, you've convinced me. From now on, all chick flicks will be known as clam jams. Ha! Hey, I use clam jams. Like, I mean, they get ratioed on their own tweet. I mean, it's just, come on, Netflix. This is what happens when you start making too much money. You start to get woke. I mean, I would focus on the level of quality that you're programming. You've obviously bet on providing original programming, and you seem to do an okay job at it. But most of your shows, if you want to be honest, are mediocre. There's a thin veneer of quality that you get, that you benefit from because it's so cheap. People pay $10, $12 a month for it, so they don't hold you to the same standard they would have held cable to, where they're paying $70, $80, $90, $100, $200 for it. So I get that. But let's not jar our own farts and take big huffs of them every time we get a chance, and focus on making your programming better. See, I'm actually in the audience where I would pay more for better programming, but the fact that now that I've kind of seen all Netflix has to offer, which is what most people can do in just a few months, there isn't much reason for me to continue. Maybe I'll come back in a year and binge again and jump off again, but Netflix needs to focus on making Netflix better and getting more actual movies for people to rent, as opposed to worrying about what people call said movies that they can't get from Netflix. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.